Thank you, Storyblocks, for making this video possible.
What's cooking, everybody? Dave Mays here with Kinotika, and today I'm going to explain to you why you should consider using the EOS R and why I've decided to switch back to Canon. So yes, it's happened, and it's inevitable for lots of creators to make a video titled switching back to Canon, but this is not clickbait, I promise. I've officially switched back to the EOS R. In fact, this main camera that we're shooting on right now is our shooter Jake's Canon EOS R with the battery grip and the 35mm. This one here is my personal EOS R with the 15-35 2.8 with IS. And then this camera here for now is the Olympus EM1 Mark II, which I will definitely continue to use as kind of a daily driver for pictures of my kids and just small lightweight portability. But I actually did order a second EOS R, giving us 3 total EOS Rs. I hate saying that, by the way. EOS R sounds so dorky, but that is what Canon says the name of this camera is. It's not the EOS, it's the EOS R.
It's the Canon EOS R system. Canon EOS system. So while the EOS R and an EOS lineup.
But why is everybody talking about this camera now? It's literally been out for over a year, and a lot of other people are switching back from the Sony or Fuji or even Panasonic system to the EOS R, and there's a lot of reasons why. First off, the software has gotten incredibly good. The new autofocus performance with the EOS R is just perfect. You're not going to really have any real issues with it. Of course, Sony has very good autofocus as well, but in my opinion, the Canon system is just as good, if not better. It looks very cinematic, it's very reliable, and the eye autofocus tracking mode is just so reliable and so great. I actually asked a bunch of you guys on Twitter if you've recently switched to the EOS R as a hybrid shooter and why you chose to. Jesse Driftwood mentioned that the 70-200 2.8 is incredible. Nick has a great reason. Main reason I did it was for a change in my creative workflow, was getting bored with Sony. Rowan says ease of use with EF lenses, excellent photo quality, good video quality. Matt Gonzalez, a good friend of mine, says works perfect with my Blackmagic 6K. Our shooter Jake, who actually was shooting on the X-T3, which is an incredible video camera and I still highly recommend, did switch to the Canon EOS R system again, and Jake said Canon color science and being able to use EF and RF lenses, the new RF lenses are crazy good. And I think that's really what the whole thing is here. The new lenses from Canon, the RF lenses, even though you can still adapt things and it works great, and our previous video with the Metabone Speed Booster is an option, I think going native with RF lenses is just the way to go because it's so easy to use. They're small, lightweight. This lens is not small and lightweight, but it actually balances really nicely on this body. And of course the optics are incredible. I mean, the lenses that Canon is making for the RF mount, the 15-35 2.8 IS, the 24-70 2.8 with IS, the 70-200 2.8 with IS, are all just an incredible trifecta of lenses. And unfortunately, Nikon has not been able to keep up, and they haven't put out lenses as good as this. I'm seeing tests for these lenses now coming in, and it looks like they're as sharp, if not sharper, than the EF counterparts. They're continuing to get better and better, and Canon has always really been the king of lenses, and their bodies kind of, in a way, are second to the lenses. The EF lens lineup has been kind of the king of lenses for the last decade or more, especially for video shooters because of the 5D Mark II and everybody using the EF mount. It's kind of synonymous for cinema shooters. If you're not using PL, to use EF. If you're on a Red, even an RE, have EF mount options, and now the Blackmagic cameras have EF. So Canon really has an amazing legacy of lenses, so we know that the RF system will be no slouch. Right now, as we're filming this video, you have a couple more days to get the incredible deal that's going on for the holidays, where you can actually get a brand new EOS R with an adapter with some accessories from B&H for $1,500. I was actually able to snag one for $12.99 using an email code that B&H was handing out. Maybe you could sign up for the newsletter in the next couple days and get the same code. It really just comes down to the fact that I can rely on this system, and the photos and video both are incredible. All the video features like the focus peaking for manual, the digital stabilization, which surprisingly is actually very good. In fact, pairing this lens with the stabilization is a perfect pair. Having the IS in lens with the digital stabilization gives you almost gimbal-like movement. This camera is great, but sometimes you don't always get all the footage that you need using the camera that you shoot with, and you need to use a website like Storyblocks, our sponsor today. Often when making videos, you find yourself low on footage. Sometimes things didn't turn out the way you wanted, you didn't get the B-roll you needed, and you would waste way too much of your time and money to go back and reshoot stuff. That is where Storyblocks comes in. With their amazing stock footage, you're able to make people believe that you're in a location that you're actually not. You can even comp in green screen footage, which I've used in the past. Like right now I can have a little Santa Claus dancing next to me because of the green screen footage that you can download off of Storyblocks. Storyblocks also has some incredible templates that you can use in After Effects or Apple Motion that give you 3D graphics and text animations. So make sure to click the first link in the description below to sign up and use Storyblocks. Most stock footage sites charge an arm and a leg per clip that you use, but Storyblocks has an unlimited subscription that is very affordable, and if you click the first link in the description below, you can learn more information about Storyblocks. Why did you switch?
To be honest, the reason that I switched is, well, I jumped around from a Sony to a Fuji, and then, you know, I found myself always wanting to put Canon glass, you know, adapting it onto the Sony with like the Sigma MC11 adapter, or using the Fringer adapter onto the Fuji, and then just putting Canon glass, I was compensating in a way. And then I was telling myself, maybe I'm not too big of a fan of the Sony color science, so I switched to Fuji, and I kept telling myself, Fuji's really close to what a Canon can give me color-wise. And then Dave told me randomly one day, if you're raving about putting Canon glass on a Fuji and that Fuji is close enough to Canon, why don't you just get a Canon? So I ended up making the full switch. I got rid of both of my X-T3s and I picked up that EOS R that we're shooting on right now. I picked up 2 lenses for it, the battery grip, and I've been happy ever since.
If you love Canon color, if you love all the things about Canon, especially their lenses, and you already own a bunch of lenses, then seriously consider the EOS R. It's actually a really affordable price point right now, and there's kind of no reason not to get it. Once again, I'm Dave Mays. This is the EOS R that we're now shooting all of our videos on, and congrats to Wade, the winner of the DJI Mavic Mini contest. Sorry everybody that didn't win. Maybe you can win something else, because maybe we'll do more contests in the future. Let me know if you want to see that. Subscribe. Bye.